What's up, y'all? I said, what's up, y'all? Look at me when I'm talking to you, bro. Nah, I'm just messing with y'all, man. This is your boy Knockout Boxing 86 TV, and we in here. So check this out, bro. Before we get going on our video, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, share the video, turn on your notifications, and go follow me on Twitter at KO Boxing 86 TV. Also, if you got a breakdown or a prediction video you want me to do, knockoutboxing86 at yahoo.com is the email address. And don't forget about our live shows. We live every Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. We live every Friday night, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. And we also live every Sunday morning, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time with the Singing OG KQKC Boxing Network. But without further ado, let's get it popping. Let's get into this video. And let's talk about Terence "Bud" Crawford being elevated to the Super WBO Champion. I'm starting to see a lot of people talk about this. And a lot of people saying, oh, man, that means Jermell Charlo, Brian Castano winner, they ain't got nowhere to run now. He can move up, and they have to fight him. Not true, bro. Not true. See, this is where you have to kind of understand the rules a little bit better, right? And you got to understand what's going on in boxing. It is in the WBO's rules that you can move up as a WBO champion and the Super Champion, and you can challenge for the belt at the higher weight class, and you get to skip the line. But there's a caveat to this rule that a lot of you guys are missing, right? Terence Crawford, yeah, he was able to move up and fight Jeff Horn immediately. And yes, Josh Taylor could drop his belts and he'd be able to move up and fight Terence Crawford immediately if he wanted to. But in those two situations, there's one key thing missing. There's no mandatory that has filed paperwork. See, when the WBO calls a mandatory, they call the mandatory, the person accepts the mandatory, then they file their paperwork to be the mandatory challenger for that WBO belt. And then the WBO says, all right, cool, you are the mandatory challenger. This fighter has to fight you within a year, or they can be stripped. If that has happened, then the WBO Super Champion cannot skip the line. I'll give you some cases and examples for you. So you look at what's going on with Demetrius Andrade right now. Demetrius Andrade wanted to move up to 168 pounds. He wanted to move up to 168 pounds, and he wanted to become the mandatory for Canelo Alvarez. He couldn't do that because Zach Parker had already filed his mandatory paperwork. So as a result, Demetrius Andrade does still get to skip the line. He skips all the rankings, but he has to fight Zach Parker, who was already the mandatory. They're fighting for an interim WBO title, and the winner becomes the mandatory for Canelo Alvarez. Now let's talk about 154 pounds, bro. At 154 pounds, the WBO champion, Brian Castano, already has a mandatory who has been called and a mandatory who has already filed his paperwork. That mandatory challenger's name is Tim Tszyu. Okay? That's his name, Tim Tszyu. Costa Tszyu's son. They already had to make arrangements for Tim Tszyu to step aside once. So he is the mandatory challenger for the WBO belt. So Terence "Bud" Crawford, he can move up all he wants to, bro. He can be the Super Champion all he wants to. But if he moves up to 154 pounds, he doesn't get to skip all the way to the front of the line to fight the winner of Charlo and Castano for undisputed at 154 pounds. But he can move up and skip the line, and he can force a fight with Tim Tszyu to be ordered for the interim belt at 154 pounds, right? For the interim belt at 154 pounds. And then the winner of the fight between Tim Tszyu and Terence Crawford would then fight the winner of Jermell Charlo and Brian Castano. So I think I see a lot of people have this whole notion confused. And I wanted to make some clarifications for y'all so you can understand what's really going on. Yes, you can move up in the WBO rankings. It's in their system as a champion or a super champion. You can move up, and you do get to automatically become the mandatory for the fighter who has the belt at the other weight class. However, you don't get to do that if a mandatory has already been called and paperwork has already been filed. You still get to skip the line. You just skip the line to where you fight that mandatory challenger for an interim title and the right to fight the champion. So he could still skip the line, but he can't skip the line all the way to the front to fight the winner of Jermell Charlo and Brian Castano. Now, we dig into this deeper. Tim Tszyu just signed a PBC deal. Tim Tszyu is fighting on Showtime PBC this week. On Saturday is the main event against Terrell Goucher. And I've been telling people, I'm trying to tell y'all, the PBC, they have Terence Crawford kind of in a corner, bro, because all of the fights that you would think are big fights for him, other than Josh Taylor and other than Virgil Ortiz, every other big fight is a PBC or a pseudo PBC fight. And I say pseudo because the one other fight is Jerome Boots Ennis. He's not signed to the PBC, but he is signed to Showtime. The fight that we all want to see, though, Terence Crawford, Earl Spence, PBC fighter. Terence Crawford move up to 154. Terence Crawford, Tim Tszyu, PBC fighter. He beats Tim Tszyu, Terence Crawford, Jermell Charlo, Brian Castano winner. Both PBC fighters. Terence Crawford, Keith Thurman, PBC fighter. Terence Crawford, Danny Garcia is a tune-up, PBC fighter. So they really have him kind of at a position to where, you know, you're going to go do business with Bob Arum again. You're going to fight Josh Taylor. You're going to fight Josh Taylor. That's what you're going to do. You really trust Bob Arum over there at ESPN in Top Rank? You trust him? You going to do business with them? Virgil Ortiz, he got a health issue. We don't know what's going on with him. Speedy recovery to him. Prayers up to him. You know what I'm saying? Wish him nothing but the best. Wish he can come back. But you waiting around for Virgil Ortiz? So I'm telling y'all, this is why when y'all doubt this whole Earl Spence and Terence Crawford not happening, or Earl Spence don't want the fight, or PBC don't want the fight, you got to understand something. The PBC is trying to push Terence Crawford to Earl Spence. Because everywhere that he would try to go, whether it's 154 or a fight at 147, they're not going to make a fight with him and Keith Thurman, with Thurman's numbers and Terence Crawford's numbers, if they don't think Crawford and Spence is worth what Terence Crawford would be asking for, and they trying to negotiate him down on Crawford and Spence. What you think they going to try to negotiate with Crawford and Thurman? Or Crawford and Tim Tszyu? Like, they not... Bro, he ain't fighting nobody at the PBC. Nobody, bro. Other than Earl Spence Jr. And moving up to 154 fighting Tim Tszyu. Crawford got skills on him. Crawford is a better fighter than him, but Tim Tszyu got real power, real pop. And if he land on Crawford, that could be a different proposition. Like, so it's just not worth the risk, bro. It's not worth the risk. He's at the best move for that man, bro. I keep saying it, and I'm going to stand by it. You just need to wait to see what happened April 16th. You need to wait to see what happened April 16th. I think Crawford is a big enough name. Maybe you don't want to sign to the PBC directly, but maybe you can sign a 3-fight deal or a 2-fight deal with Showtime, who, you know, and go directly to the network, similar to what we just saw Jerome Boots Ennis did. If he can do it, I don't understand why you wouldn't be able to do something like that. Put yourself in a position where, yeah, I don't share a promoter with you. I'm not a PBC fighter, but I'm on the same network as you, and I'm eliminating all obstacles from getting big fights. Because the notion that he's going to pull a Canelo Alvarez, and then you got to look at the landscape of boxing. After what Canelo Alvarez just did with the PBC, right? He went over there, got a huge bag, did 800,000 pay-per-views, got that belt, and then boom, ran off. Ran off, and he's doing something, and I don't even want to say ran off. Decided to do something else, and now the PBC is like, damn, you just came over in one deal, and now you gone? So they just got played by Canelo, who's an astronomically bigger star than Terence Crawford. You think they going to do the same shit with you? Let you come over there, you know what I'm saying? Fight Spence. If you beat Spence, now you take all the belts and you go do something else that you want to do? Nah, bro, like, business don't work like that. Top Rank ain't let you do it, so what makes you think PBC going to let you do it? Top Rank did everything they could to try to keep control of you and keep that belt over there with them. And they ain't liking that shit right now, which is why I believe you shouldn't fight Josh Taylor, because that shit is a setup. You understand what I'm saying? So the only move to me The only thing that makes any sense, bro, Crawford got 2 things he can do. Because if you sign a Pro Bellum, that's the obstacle to the fight. If you sign over there with the Zone or MTK Global, those are all obstacles. His 2 best options, you want to stay independent, you need to go to Showtime looking for a deal, bro. Because they network got all the fighters you want to smoke with from 147 to 154. Or you got to sign a PBC deal. And obviously, they got all the fighters that you would want to fight. That's his only 2 options, realistically, if he wants to continue his great career and if he wants to, you know, be undisputed at 147. Maybe go up to 154, try a run there as well, and become champion in that weight class. If these are the moves that he wants to make for his career, he has to put himself in position to get those fights. And I'm sorry, the WBO Super Champion stuff, that's not even it because of the rules that we already laid out for you, bro. You can only move up and fight the champion in another weight class as a WBO Super Champion or a WBO Champion if there's not a mandatory call already. There's a mandatory call in the 154-pound division. His name is Tim Tszyu. He's filed his paperwork. So if Crawford were to move up and try to use his status as WBO Super Champion, he'd be ordered to fight Tim Tszyu in the interim WBO title fight. Those are the rules. Look at Andrade and look at Zach Parker for examples. Go look at Jeff Horn and Terence Crawford. He was able to skip the line because there was no mandatory call and there was no paperwork filed. Look at what's going on with Josh Taylor and Terence Crawford right now. Josh Taylor could skip the line if he wanted to because there is no mandatory call. There is no mandatory been filed yet. That's why those scenarios are different. So, you know, understand the rules a little bit better. Hopefully, you know, that helped you guys out understanding what's going on in boxing, man, and what's going on with Terence Crawford and his move up to 154 pounds specifically. But other than that, man, y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Do y'all think Terence Crawford is going to get a fight with any PBC fighter not named Errol Spence? I think he will, as long as he fight Errol Spence first. That's the move that I think the PBC is going for. That's what Spence is going for, and the PBC looks like they're doing everything they can to try to make sure that that happens for Spence. And, you know, I think they're doing a great job. It's a business, and they're putting it in a position to where all the big fights, all the big money, at 147, 154, you got to get down with them, bro. It just is what it is. Kind of like Top Rank. If you want to get down at 130 pounds, if you want to get down at 130 pounds right now, you gotta get down with Top Rank, bro. You have to. If you want to get down with 112 pounds, you know what I'm saying? If you want to get down with 112 pounds or 115 pounds or 108 pounds, you got to get down with the Zone, bro. If these are the fights you want, you got to look at who holds the most fighters, who has the power in those divisions, and that's who you got to do business with, bro. It's no different for Terence Bud Crawford than it would be for any other fighter. You know what I'm saying? If you wanna get down at middleweight right now, if you want to get down at middleweight right now, the Zone got the most champions. Murata, Triple G, Andrade. That's why Charlo over here fighting Sulecki again. They also got a top fighter over there, you know, through Golden Boy, but the Zone is his network. They also got Munguia over there. That's why Janabek, you know, he couldn't get the Munguia fight. Like, the Zone, Golden Boy, the Zone, whatever you want to call them, the people that fight on the Zone, which are Matchroom fighters and Golden Boy fighters, they run 160 right now. If you want to get down at 168, and your name ain't Canelo Alvarez, you got to get down with the PBC. Or you ain't going to get no big fights. Because all the big fights at 168 pounds, aside from Canelo, because he fighting at 175 right now, all the big fights aside from him, Benavidez, Plant, you know what I'm saying? Like Morel, all the big fighters, all the people that are like #1 in these ranking systems, all the people that are like regular champions, just one notch under Canelo, the majority of them are PBC fighters. They run 168. It just is what it is. 175, light heavyweight, you're going to eventually have to come through Top Rank, bro. You're going to have to come through Top Rank if you're at 175. They got 3 of the belts over there, bro. Right? You got Artur Beterbiev and you got Joe Smith Jr. They unifying in the summer. They control 3 belts. So if you want to be the man at 175, your ass got to get over the Top Rank. I say all that to say, if you want to be the man at 147, if you want to be the man at 154, you got to go holler at Al and them, bro, or holler at Steven Espinoza, get you a Showtime deal. I maintain that. I think that's very sound logic, And I think it holds true. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Comment down below. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Share the video. Turn on your notifications. Follow me on Twitter at KOBoxing86TV for breakdowns and predictions. KnockoutBoxing86@yahoo.com is the email address. Don't forget about my live shows. We live every Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Central. Live every Friday night, 7:30 p.m. Central. Then you can catch me live every Sunday morning with the Singing OG KQKC Boxing Network. Sunday mornings, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. I appreciate y'all watching this video. Enjoy the rest of your day. And with that, we out of here. Peace, y'all.